This is the collection review for the year of 2020. So, my collection isn't very big. So, yeah. There's only 8 models, and currently recording this at the middle of the night. Well, not the middle of the night, but early evening. I had to bring in my extra light so that it would be nice and bright, because without it, this is what it would look like. Yeah, it's not very bright, so there we go. So, I guess I'll go into detail about exactly what models I have and when they were received. So, let's start off with the first one I ever got. This is the Schuco 1 to 600 scale Concorde, obviously, in the Singapore Airlines British Airways Negus livery. Yeah, this would have flown from London Heathrow to Singapore Changi Airport. However, I think the Malaysian government was like, "Oh, can you stop it so loud?" And then they eventually stopped. I don't actually know the exact details. I got this model in Japan from Top Gun Model Store in Akihabara in Tokyo. No, in summer of 2017. Yeah, 2017. So, this is the first model I ever got. And then right next to it is my second model, the Lufthansa DC-1030. Yeah, this is 1/500 scale by Herpa. This one is registered for Delta-Alpha Delta Oscar. Then I completely forgot the registration of the Concorde, which I'll actually just quickly take a look right now because I can. Oh crap. Knock the box. Okay, there. So the registration of the Concorde is, it's going to be hard to see. Golf Dash November 9 4 Alpha Delta. Yeah, that's the Concorde registration. Then my second model, the Lufthansa DC-10, is Delta-Alpha Delta Oscar. I got her in summer 2018 from the same place where I got my first model. Yep. And this model's nice. The history of this model actually involves, I somehow managed to actually bend the nose gear 90 degrees. So I was pointing forward and not straight. Took a little bit to fix, but the end result, not bad. Nice. Third model I got is directly behind it. Of course, it is Flagship Freedom. We all love Flagship Freedom.
Flagship Freedom?
I know we all love Flagship Freedom. There's a better model that we wouldn't ever want. This is the model we all really want. Registration's obviously November 690 Alpha Alpha. I forgot to mention that in the review due to my camera cutting out, so yeah. She's a nice model. Now this one has an even more interesting history than all of the others, because I managed to break off the left engine, which I managed to reglue on, obviously. The tail got stepped on somehow, which is one of the reasons how I actually managed to break the left engine off, because I was checking for damage. And then, this was near my violin case, and then I accidentally somehow managed to kick it, and then it hit this and bent the nose gear, which I've since managed to rebend into place. Yeah. This model, being my first 1 to 400 scale model, it's going to be an interesting one. Sad part about this model, there's supposed to be an antenna there. It fell off. Managed to reglue it in, but then immediately fell off again somehow, and I don't even know where it is anymore. I got this in November of 2019. Yep. Moving along. Now we move on to the next two models that I got, which are actually the two Hawaiian DC-10s. We'll start off with the 500 version. Yeah. This one I don't even want to know to consider a model. Technical difficulties, I have returned the Hawaiian Airlines 1-500 scale DC-10. Registration is November 119er Alpha Alpha. I don't even know whether to consider this plane a model. With the Concorde, obviously, I honestly don't know whether to consider these models, but I consider them models for the sake of this video. So, I guess I can call them models, because it's the combination between a toy and a model. I don't really know. But, obviously, this is another model I got, so, yeah. There's a reason she's in here. Now we move on to probably one of my more personal favorites. It's, the 1-400 Hawaiian Airlines DC-10 by Aero Classics. Now, this model is a meme, basically, kind of. Registration is November 141 Alpha Alpha. I got this along with the Hawaiian DC-10 1-500 scale in March of 2020. And that was around the time when I actually opened Pacific Aviation app, so nice. We all know why this is included in a meme. Well, it's quite obvious after you remember what happened to this in the middle of the review, so yeah.
Oh no.
So, let's move on to my next model. Place her back down. Now we move on to my next model. I waited for a while, then I actually pre-ordered this, and boom. Here we have the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 Indy Canyon Blue with split scimitars. I love this plane a lot. This Canyon Blue is probably my favorite. Canyon Blue is probably my favorite Alaska Southwest livery. Now, the problem with the nose gear is the fact that the actual gear part, not the wheels, actually the strut for the wheels to be attached to in order to be attached on the fuselage, that part actually touches the ground with the wheels. So if I actually try to move it, I actually have to wheel it up, kind of, or else I'll actually scrape on my table. Like, you can possibly hear it here. No, you can't really hear, but this were on my table, then you could definitely hear it. So I have to kind of like wheel it up, kind of, because when I position my models, I don't like having to lift them up. One of the reasons why I actually like having rolling landing gear, so you can reposition them a little bit easier. Registration on this is November 8627 Bravo. Received her in October 2020. And that was when I began doing the more modern thumbnails that you now see. Second to last model is my first ever Jenny Jet, received in November 2020. The Alaska Airlines honoring those who serve Embraer E175. This is probably one of my favorite models. Gotta love Chester. Good old Eskimo. Of course, we all know it's horrendous wing angle, but overall, it's a good model. Landing gear does have a few problems, like left one is rather firm. It can roll, but it's rather stiff, I guess you could say. Then nose wheel obviously doesn't even roll at all. Registration of this is, I continually forget this, so I'll have to look at the box again. It is November 651 Quebec X-ray. Yep. And finally, my final model for today. Final one, but definitely not the least. Last but not least. United 737 in the Evo Blue livery. Love this model. It's nice, had no errors. Registration is November 266208. No flaws, and the only flaw with this model is actually the box. It's gone. Anyways, that basically wraps it up for this video. In 2021, I hope to get more models, but I honestly don't know. I do have another American Airlines 757 coming here soon, but with the current circumstances, I have no idea when that will arrive. But I have one more video for the end of 2020. That is the year-end review of the channel, and I'll go over what I plan to do in 2021 and such. So, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all later. See you in 2020's last video. Goodbye.